with you. There's no place I'd rather be.
What is up, everybody? It is your boy, The Liberate here. Today, I'm going to be reacting to It movie review. Now, if you don't know what this movie is, I'm pretty sure everyone knows that is watching. It's a horror movie. It's by Stephen King, yeah? I'm not going to go explaining into it because I'm assuming the guy here is going to do it, so yeah. Make sure to go subscribe to the guy who made this, Jeremy Jans. I'm assuming he's a movie reviewer. I don't know who the guy is, but I hope this video is good, yeah? Make sure to check out the original video as well. With that being said, let's go ahead and get this started.
I remember when the first images of Pennywise came out and everyone on the internet was like, he looks like shit. Suppose that should teach us all, myself probably included, that we should take a breath, take a moment, breathe for a little bit, then pass judgment. Because that's just not a valid argument. It's just not. It. So It is an adaptation to the Stephen King novel It. It's also technically a remake of the miniseries that came out back in the day. And
Well, it was a movie, not a
concentrates on
miniseries,
a
but
group
whatever.
of friends when they were kids, and as they're adults, this movie concentrates on when they're kids. They're in their little Stephen King hometown of Derry, and there's this thing that's terrorizing the town. Quietly, it's not like it's openly terrorizing
Yeah,
the
see,
town.
so
No,
he
people are
explained
disappearing,
it, not-
people are dying.
so.
These kids all figure out, hey, we're kind of experiencing the same thing here.
He explained it instead of me, so yeah. I didn't ruin it for you guys, so.
All the while, they're dealing with Stephen King bullies. I like that this movie nailed what's wrong with a lot of horror movies these days. A lot of horror movies these days, like, I don't know, get a group of people together, have a...
My thing with horror movies now is that they're literally so terrible. I mean, there's, you know, when you want to watch a horror movie, I mean, obviously you want to watch it because it's a horror movie. But for me, if I were to watch a horror movie, I want plot in it. Makes it worth for me watching instead of me seeing a million jump scares throughout the film. Literally no plot. So yeah, that's the same thing with a lot of the horror movies nowadays. They just show the monster too much. So.
demon or a ghost terrorize them. Rinse and repeat. Let's make it for about $5.
Yeah,
Let's get
exactly.
some money out of the masses. But Stephen King doesn't write like that, so this movie had to be different, and it is different.
Which is
love
why
the
I
group
love
of
Stephen
losers in this
King.
movie. No matter who
He
you
makes
are,
plot
you're
in
reflecting
his
back on
movies.
your time in junior high. There's a kid in here that's going to remind you of you. But really, at its core, to the backbone of this movie, it's not this evil clown thing's terrorizing these kids. It's
Wait, hold on. Where's the skinny white boy? Where was the skinny white boy? Was it this one right here?
this movie. It's not this evil clown thing's terrorizing these kids. It's a character movie. It's this group of kids dealing with junior high.
Wait, where
they
is-
just
wait, hold
stepped
on.
into the summer season, but they deal with these horrid Stephen King bullies. Stephen King was never about
Was it this one?
this movie. It's not this evil clown thing's terrorizing
Wait,
these
wait, hold on.
If you're reflecting back on your time in junior high, there's a kid in here
There
that's
you go.
going to remind you
Okay. All right. Which one? Where is this? Where's the skinny white boy? It's either him or him. One of the skinny white boys.
of
It's
you.
me.
But really, at its core, to the backbone of this movie, it's not this evil clown thing's terrorizing these kids. It's a character movie. It's this group of kids dealing with junior high. They just stepped into the summer season, but they deal with these horrid Stephen King bullies. Stephen King was never about just the thing at hand, the evil that
Yeah,
he's writing
yeah.
about, whether it be a vampire or a ghost. There are always deeper things that the people deal with, and it is no exception. And the acting from this young talent was quite good. It reminded me of Stranger Things. Yeah, that show I still
Good.
to review. We
Good
just look at it, you're like,
fucking movie.
a lot of you have a bright future ahead of you. Finn Wolfhard,
Not
was
movie.
and he did a great job in It, portraying
I know I just sounded retarded. I meant show. I don't know why I just said movie. Show. Stranger Things is a show. I was thinking of him talking about the movie, so I thought movie in my head. No, it's a show. Stranger Things, great show. Watch the first season. It was awesome. I haven't watched the second season yet. I'm going to go watch it. I know it's a little late, but yeah. No, it is a show, not a movie. Don't spam in the comments that I'm retarded, okay? Thank you.
me when I was in junior high. He's in It and Stranger Things, which makes you wonder, does he just choose to be in good shit, or does he make good shit happen? Question for the philosophers. The movie has heart, the movie made me laugh, and yes, the movie is quite frightening. I don't know if frightening is the word as much as it was intense. There were a few scenes I like sitting where the rails are in the movie theater so I can put my feet up. My feet were on the rail and I was
All right, so another thing, I know I keep pausing, but you know I kind of want to make a lot of side notes. Horror movies now are just terrible for me because high quality makes it worse for jump scares for me. So I kind of like watching like the older ones to where it's not as scary, and it's like, you know, hey, I could watch this at like 12 in the morning and not piss myself. So, you know. Yeah, let's continue with the video though.
Was pushing on the rail because the scene was just getting to me. It was a very intense scene. I like the fact that the movie doesn't shy away from the Stephen Kingism. Stephen King has such a specific way of portraying life and people that when you see moments in here, you're like, that's a Stephen Kingism that the movie didn't shy away from. I would say kids, when they're swimming in a lake together, they usually use swim shorts. Maybe it's because I love the losers so much that I relate to them. I saw them so much. It's kind of the embodiment of my past as I knew it, that when they're swimming in their underwear, I was like, nah, I wouldn't get down in my underwear with anybody. I'd be like, nope, sorry guys. Can we hit up the store, get some shorts? And speaking of Pennywise, Pennywise was great. He was a straight up creep. I love the effect they do with his eyes. His eyes look like they're glowing. They're just very...
That's a fucking creepy picture. Look at his fucking eyes. He looks like he is retarded, and he also looks like he's on some drugs too. But it's still creepy because look at that smile. Oh my god.
Pronounced. No matter how dark the scene is, his eyes are very bright and they're kind of askew, making him look a little weird. And the thing that I noticed when he's talking to Georgie in the drain, water's just dripping from his mouth and he doesn't give a shit. He's not licking his lips or wiping the water away because that's such a human thing to do, and that's just not his intention here. You'll know it when you see it. There's just more to Pennywise than, ooh, scary clown. And this movie revolving around kids, as Pennywise is terrorizing kids. I was impressed with the fact that this movie did not shy away from violence towards kids. I'm so used to movies being like, children, we can't hurt them. I'm not saying movies never do it. I'm not saying kids never get hurt in horror movies, because they do, but this movie really, one scene in particular, you're like, oh, they showed that. It just gave this movie a level of grit that not a lot of movies would have been willing to get. I will say for a movie that...
Also, post in the comments, real quick, if you saw a horror movie that did show children getting attacked, because I'm pretty sure there are some that did. Let me know how you felt, because, like, I kind of want to feel like that right before I watch this movie. So post in the comments about that, because I want to know beforehand what it's going to be like, so I don't start crying or something like that.
Has such character development among the kids. A couple of them kind of get left in the background, and it was a bummer, but you really think about it, that's 7 characters in this movie you have to concentrate on. Allowing time for the bullies, allowing time for their personal shit that they're dealing with, that actually adds to the movie and doesn't take away from it, like apparently a lot of horror movies think moments like that would, and dealing with Pennywise. Really, if this movie was just based on the scares, the monster, the scary thing, I'd walk out of the movie going, it was a fresh take on a monster movie. But you give it the depth and layers that the characters actually get in this movie, it's actually quite a unique experience. And you know, one of my main gripes that I have when there's a movie that revolves mostly around kids is the fact that the kids don't talk like kids. Sorry, parents, your kid's probably a model citizen, I'm sure. Just know when he's around his friends and you're not there, he does not have a PG-13 mouth. He's cursing up a storm, and now you know. You heard it from me. And these kids totally do that, but they don't overcook it. Just a justifiable amount of cursing among young people, young friends who are hanging out with no parents or chaperones. Guys,
I just want to like point something out right here before this video ends, because parents, I understand that you try to keep your kids from talking this language so it helps them in the long road, but you do realize that literally every kid, no matter what gender they are, when they grow up to be a teenager, they're literally gonna say the same thing. I mean, you say it too. It's not, oh, you do this, you do that, nothing like that. No, it's really truthful. When they grow up, they're gonna start cursing. It doesn't matter. Like, you can't do anything. Drugs, yeah, you can definitely hide them from that. Alcohol, you can definitely hide them from that. But the cursing part, no, you're never gonna hide them from that, because eventually they're gonna learn about it, unless they're like the most goody two-shoe kid on the face of the earth. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to rant and put a side note on that. All right, let's finish up the video real quick. The hell's happening
in the end? It was great. It has an interesting premise, great characters, good depth, good development. It justifies its runtime. I hope a lot of other people making horror movies actually look at it and take a page out of its book and just think, oh well, fuck, good development in a horror movie. I guess horror movies can use that too. There's a lot more to Pennywise than just plot clowns.
In a horror movie,
really talk about it here. I have my thoughts on that, but I feel like it infringes on spoiler territory. So I'll let you figure it out yourself. I walked out of it saying I can't wait to see it again. It's worth watching and definitely worth buying on Blu-ray. The simplest way I can put it, this movie is A Nightmare on Elm Street meets The Goonies. All right, guys, so have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whether it be the old one, the new one, which do you prefer? What Pennywise will keep you up at night? Whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And
all right, so to answer those questions, I actually like the older one because it was more on the funny side. Because again, Stephen King, as he said before, and what I believe too, is that he has a plot and he has some other elements besides horror and gore, which would be in a horror movie. The older one is really funny and there's a plot in it, so I love that. It's just awesome. You can laugh in a horror movie. That brightens me up, and that makes me want to watch another movie like that, or possibly a remake, kind of like this. So I really do hope Stephen King doesn't shy away from the fact and keeps the plot, maybe adds a little bit of funny elements into it, even though it is 2017 through 2018. So horror movies are going to be like, fuck you, we're going to put a bunch of gore in it. Yeah, but that being said, again, make sure to go subscribe to this guy. Check out all the rest of the movie reviews that he has. Make sure to like and subscribe, as usual. Let's hit 5 likes. Let's hit 50 views. Let's hit 100 subs. We are getting there. I know we can do it. See you guys in the next video.